it is still hard for me to believe that Clay Holmes is going to be the Mets opening day starter. Dave, have you seen enough to feel good about Holmes as a starter?
Yeah, that's the part I don't think we get talked about enough, Sal. Last year's Yankees closer is now the Mets opening day starter. Like, we toss it around like it's like a no big deal, but it's a big deal. I mean, this guy was a relief pitcher, you know, he started out as a starter in Pittsburgh, then became a relief pitcher, then became a very good one as a closer. The problem I have here, listen, he's been lights out in spring training. Sub-1 ERA, 23 strikeouts, and I think 19 innings. You know, he's done everything he's needed to do through 88 pitches today. The problem I have is taking the jump in workload. I know at a relief pitcher, you go multiple days, starter, you have days off in between. But, you know, he threw 63 innings last year, guys. Now he's going to be asked to go, I don't know, 150 maybe if he goes a full season. How do they pace that out? How do they make sure he stays okay? When can we think he's going to start running out of gas? I mean, is he going to start feeling it like midway through May? So that's the concern. How do they manage him correctly? So far, he's been fine. It's late March. The games hasn't even started yet. So I think that's a concern.
I'm with you on that, Dave. In fact, I wonder if Met fans out there have thought about the idea that Clay Holmes, what if he throws 125 pretty good innings? That would be a hugely successful season, in my mind, for him in his transition to starting. And that doesn't sound like a great year from a starter, but we're in the age where, you know, if you get 100 innings from a few guys, then you're among the teams that make the playoffs. The Mets had 4 guys who had more than 120 innings last season. So, you know, if you're thinking Clay Holmes is a 220 inning kind of guy, you know, throwback ace, pump the brakes on that a little bit. That being said, there's some real excellence potential here from him. And if it's a short amount of, you know, a lower amount of innings than we're used to thinking that a starter delivers, then that's something that the Mets are going to have to work through with their 6-man rotation, their starting depth, all that kind of stuff. But I think Clay Holmes has potential to be really good.
Yeah, he may have ace-like stuff, but he can't be an ace because he's not going to be going deep into these games. Nor would I have him, especially early on, going deep into these games. So you expect a 5-inning pitcher, and then that's not going to be covered up now because of the injuries to Manaea to start, and obviously Montas not there. Holmes goes from potentially being a 4-5 guy who maybe the Mets could work in to being the opening day starter. How about Brett Baty, Dave? He has had a monster spring. Is this finally the year Baty carries it over to the regular season?
Now, it depends on one thing. I mean, can the Mets pull a Rays and play their home games at Clover Park? Because Brett Baty's unstoppable down in Port St. Lucie. I think that's the problem here, guys. This guy has all the physical talent and the ability. We see it every year in spring, but as soon as he shows up in Flushing, he's a different guy. You know, I don't know if the confidence is shattered at that point, the self-doubt creeps in. Listen, if he had the attitude of a Mark Vientos, I mean, this guy could be a star. I mean, Vientos is unfazed by that type of stuff. You know, he's ready. Bring it on. That's not how Baty comes into the game. So I think it's all about the adjustment. He's entering his 4th year now to see. He's not young anymore. He's 25, so he has some experience. It's all about him getting comfortable and confident at the major league level. That's the last jump to make here, I think.
Yeah, you know, I love the swing here and always have, but you're right, Dave, the results at the major league level have not been there, and he needs to sort of burst through whatever barrier is in front of him. I will say this, that I was down in Met camp last weekend, and I was eager to see him playing second base because I did not think that that was something that they should be pushing real hard. He looks to be more of a corner-type guy physically, but I was surprised at the comfort that he showed there, and he's been playing even better, I think, on defense this week. So look, some guys don't figure it out immediately, and you're right, he's 25 years old now. Development, as they always say, not a straight line for everyone, so maybe this is the year. But you're right, he's got to stop being a spring training star and then the guy who gets sent to Syracuse, and then you're seeing grainy highlight videos on social media of him tanking one 480 feet out of there in the gray weather in Syracuse. He's got to produce at the major league level, and it looks like the Mets are going to give him a chance.
Let's make the call to the bullpen and welcome in Jon Hein. All right, Hein, which statement is more surprising, Clay Holmes opening day starter or Brett Baty potential opening day second baseman?
I mean, you guys gave all the details, but they're both sort of shocking in their own way. Holmes, I know, was supposed to be a starter, became a great reliever. Now with injuries, I've kind of had a little time to sort of digest the fact that he's going to be the opening day starter. So my vote's going to go to Baty. I mean, look, he's been the best 4A guy the Mets have had in years, and you just wonder when that's going to translate into the major leagues. They tried to give him the third base job. He didn't take it. Vientos, as Dave just said, played with unbelievable confidence, and now that's his. So to me, that's the bigger surprise, seeing him at second base. We know what during spring training he can do it, but guess what, guys? Spring training doesn't mean a darn thing. That goes for Holmes and his numbers too. You like how they look trend-wise, but when it comes to surprise, I did not see Brett Baty being penciled in at second base for this New York Mets team. I just didn't see it. Holmes, I knew was going to start. Opening day, yes, it's a surprise, but considering what the injuries are, it makes a lot of sense to see what he can do. So my vote would be for Brett Baty.